Welcome back, children. So coming to today's class, we'll be discussing about cells in series and parallel. Okay, so in the previous class I told you what is terminal voltage and EMF. Okay, now we will study how do we calculate the current in a given resistor when you have number of batteries or cells connected in series as well as in parallel. So to first begin with, let us assume that there are n cells. Okay, I'll call this as EMF E1 with internal resistance R1 is followed by another cell E2R2, E3 and R3 and so on. How many such cells? En and Rn. If all of them are connected to an external resistor, okay, let the resistance be represented as capital R. Then we are interested in finding out what is the equivalent EMF in the circuit, then equivalent resistance, and then we will find out what is the equivalent current. So look at all of them. Since they are connected in the same order, positive to negative, negative to positive, negative to positive, negative to positive. So what will be the total EMF? Okay, the first battery's EMF, that is E1 plus E2 and so on up to En. Okay, I can write it as sigma of Ei, I taking values from 1 to n. Then what will be the total resistance of this combination? External resistance is capital R and all these resistors are connected in series. So in this closed loop, if you add all the resistances, the total resistance becomes external is capital R plus R1 plus R2 and so on up to Rn. That is capital R plus n times of, sigma of Ri. Okay, sum of all the internal resistances. So once you know what is the total EMF and total equivalent resistance, so how to get the current in the circuit? See, all the cells are sending the current and that current will pass through this resistor. If I call this current as I, what should I be? Total EMF by total resistance. Divide the two relations. It is sigma of Ei divided by capital R plus sigma of R. So this gives you the equation for the current passing through this external resistor. And once you know this, you can easily modify what will be the current if these cells are identical. See, in this question I took all the cells of different values of EMF E1, E2, E3 and so on. If suppose all of them are identical cells, when do you call them as identical? If E1 becomes equal to E2 becomes equal to E3 and so on. So suppose they are identical cells, then what will be the equivalent EMF, tell me? Okay, for identical cells I'll write it here. If they are identical, connected in series combination, then what will be your E equivalent? Will it become N into E? And what will be R equivalent? Capital R plus N into small r. Okay, then your current would become N into E divided by capital R plus N into small r. So this will give you the current if the cells are identical. If unidentical, then we will make use of this equation. If they are identical, then this will be the formula for total current. So this is the first case when a number of cells of EMF E1, E2, E3 and so on, all of them are connected in which combination? Series combination. Okay, remember these formulas. And now coming to parallel combination. So what would be the current and EMF if the cells are connected in parallel? Okay, we call it as parallel grouping of cells. Okay, look at parallel grouping. Okay, to make our derivation simpler, first we will begin with only two cells. Later on I will modify the relation for n cells. Say I have two cells of EMF E1 internal resistance R1. This is connected parallel to E2 and resistance is R2. The combination of these two, we are going to connect it to an external resistor whose resistance is capital R. Now let us assume that this EMF is going to send a current I1 and this is delivering a current I2. So I1 and I2 together, it becomes I1 plus I2, and again they redistribute as I1 and I2. So from this relation, can I write total current I as I1 plus I2? The current which is passing through this resistor, which is equal to the total current. I am writing it as sum of the two currents produced by the two batteries. And since they are connected in parallel combination, terminal voltage is not going to change. Okay, whatever is the voltage across these 2 points, same will be the potential difference across these 2 points. And we already know what is the relation between EMF and terminal voltage. Remember the relation? When the cells are discharging, E is equal to V plus IR. For discharging of cells, we have used this relation. Substitute. E1 is equal to, V is not going to change, I1 R1. So what is the current I1 equal to? If I write it as capital I1, I1 equal to E1 minus V divided by R1. Similarly, what is the current produced by the second battery? E2 minus V divided by R2. So now since that I know I1 and I2, I'll call this as equation 1. And the total current should be I1 plus I2. This is equation 2. Now substitute I1 and I2 from this into this relation. What will your current come out to be? I1. E1 minus V by R1 plus E2 minus V divided by R2. Or I is equal to, I will write it as E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. I am writing E's together, minus of, take out V common, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So I am going to modify this relation, okay, like this. I will write it in terms of V. Okay, first take LCM otherwise. I is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2 minus V into R1 plus R2 by R1 R2. Now if I write this equation in terms of V, okay, bring V to the left hand side. V is equal to E1 R2 plus E2 R1 divided by R1 plus R2 whole divided by this term, that is R1 R2. Okay, one more step I will write. Okay, bring this V to the left hand side. V into R1 plus R2 by, so here I think it is R1 R2 by R1 R2 should be E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 R2. Okay, I repeat, this is a product minus R. Or now I will write V as, okay, bring this term to the denominator, E1 R2 plus E2 R1 divided by, see R1 and R1, R1 R2 will anyway get cancelled. We will be left with R1 plus R2 minus I into R1 R2 by R1 plus R2. So if you carefully observe this equation, see if I compare it with our general relation, what is the relation between terminal voltage and EMF? V is equal to E minus I into R. So this term, that is E1 R2 plus E2 R1 by R1 plus R2, is playing the role of equivalent EMF minus I am keeping it as it is. This term plays the role of equivalent internal resistance. Again repeat, because we have written it in terms of V, if you compare it with V is equal to E minus I into R equivalent, we have got the formula for E equivalent. We even got the formula for R equivalent. What is playing the role of E equivalent here? Okay, if I write this E equivalent, okay, I erase this relation? Okay, here I will write. Okay, what is E equivalent coming out to be? For two cells, E1R2 plus E2R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Similarly, what is playing the role of equivalent internal resistance? R1R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So for two cells, we have got these two formulas. Then how to modify it for n number of cells in parallel combination? If you have n number of cells in parallel combination, okay, in that case, I'll give the general equation. You can write E equivalent as E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2, as many cells as you have, En by Rn, whole divided by 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 and so on up to 1 by Rn. So you can remember this general relation. If n number of cells are connected in parallel combination with different values of EMF and internal resistance, then this will be your relation for E equivalent. Similarly, what will be the equivalent internal resistance? 1 by R equivalent is 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 and so on up to 1 by Rn. So this relation is going to give me the equivalent internal resistance when n number of cells are connected in which combination it is in parallel combination. And now from here, tell me what would your answer be if these cells are identical. That means both E1 and E2 are equal, R1 and R2 are also equal. In such a case, tell me what would happen to equivalent EMF. Drop the suffixes. What is your E equivalent from this relation? E equivalent will become ER plus ER by 2R. Is it nothing but equal to E? So what does this imply? Even if you connect n number of identical cells in parallel combination, the equivalent EMF is equal to EMF of only one cell. And what will be your R equivalent, internal resistance? Obviously it is R divided by N. Resistance is reduced by N times, but EMF will remain as it is. So this is the case in parallel grouping of cells. But in parallel grouping, remember one point, sometimes they ask you a question, if two cells of different EMF, E1 and E2, but same internal resistance, R1 and R2 are equal. Again I repeat, EMF is different, E1 and E2 are different, but internal resistance is same. Then what will be the internal or equation for equivalent EMF? Tell me what will be your answer for equivalent EMF if these two are E1 and E2 but resistance is same? Will it become E1R plus E2R divided by what? 2R. Okay, when you solve this, you get the answer as E1 plus E2 divided by 2. I repeat, if two EMFs, E1 and E2, are different but their internal resistance is same, you can drop the suffix for only resistance. Then you will get the answer as E1 plus E2 divided by 2. Now I will do the reverse. What will be the equivalent EMF for the two cells with different internal resistance and same EMF? This is E and this is also E. I'll call this as R2. So what will be your E equivalent for this combination? This time resistors are different but EMFs are same. So you get E into R1 plus R2 divided by what? R1 plus R2. Is your answer same as E? It is same as E. Now the third case. What is the answer for this question? Say I am taking the EMF opposite. one cell is positive to negative, but second one is reversed. So when you reverse the second one, will this be E into R1 minus of E into R2? Because resistances are different, I have to reverse one of them. E into R1 minus E into R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So whichever is greater, if you get a positive value, then we will understand that R1 is more. If it is negative, R2 is more. So this is how you can modify the question depending on what are the values of E1 and E2. So this is all regarding which grouping of cells, series or parallel grouping. It is parallel grouping. Now come to mixed grouping. Okay, the last case, mixed grouping of cells. Okay, look at the arrangement. I am taking identical. All are identical cells, n such cells. Each of EMF E, internal resistance R, are again connected in parallel. See, in each branch I have n cells. How many such branches we are going to connect? M branches. So in the first branch we have a set of cells, second branch again a set of cells, third branch, like this. We go on up to M such branches. All of them are connected to an external resistance. Now tell me, how will you solve this question? Okay, we know separately for series and separately for parallel combination. Okay, I will modify the circuit. So this is equivalent to, for this branch, is the EMF N into E and resistance is becoming NR. Then second branch also we have N into E, N into R. How many such branches? M branches. All of them are connected across the resistance capital R. And now we know when identical cells are in parallel combination, what is the equivalent EMF? It is same as EMF of one cell, that is N into E. What is the total resistance of the circuit? External is capital R. NR and NR in parallel will become NR by 2. For 3 branches, NR by 3. For M such branches, N into R divided by N. See, I have got equivalent EMF, I have got the equivalent resistance. Then what should be your current in the circuit? N into E by capital R plus N into R divided by N. So this will give you the current in which type of grouping. Okay, this is called mixed grouping of cells. So we have studied 3 cases: series, parallel and then mixed grouping. But one important point to remember in mixed grouping of cells or all these 3 types of groupings, remember these relations. Okay, I am not showing you the derivations, but I will give you the conditions. When do we prefer series combination of cells? See, series combination of cells is preferred when external resistance is greater than total internal resistance. Okay, if you calculate the total internal resistance of series combination, we will get it as N into small r. We prefer this series combination when your external resistance is much greater than internal resistance. And we prefer parallel combination if external resistance is less than total internal resistance. I took for identical cells. We know the total internal resistance for identical cells is R by N in parallel grouping. So when do we prefer this parallel combination of cells? Current will be more, or you have a benefit if this is the condition. And similarly, mixed grouping of cells will give you maximum current when capital R becomes equal to N into R by N. When external resistance becomes equal to total internal resistance, current would become maximum. Again I repeat, we prefer series combination when external is greater than total internal, We prefer parallel combination when external is less than total internal, and we prefer mixed grouping when external resistance is equal to the total internal resistance. Sometimes they ask you, when is current maximum for mixed grouping of cells? This is the condition. Okay, so this is what you need to remember, okay, when you are dealing with cells connected in series and parallel combination.